What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. And today we're going to be talking about Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, which is located in San Antonio, Texas. Six Flags Fiesta, Texas is probably the premier park, one of the most premier parks within the Six Flags chain. This park is completely loaded from January to December. There is always something good and something positive going on within that park. Here recently, we've got the addition of Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger, which should be coming later this summer, beginning of the fall, sometime this year. They've already got the ride put up. They're just working on all the theming and stuff for it. So, the ride loadout, the first thing we're going to talk about is the ride selections for the park. The ride selections for the park are completely phenomenal. This is more where you go to Six Flags Over Texas. It's more of a family friendly environment at Six Flags Over Texas. If you're just starting out as riding roller coasters, it's such a great park to go to. But compared to Six Flags Fiesta Texas, you're going to get more thrills for what you pay for. I think the least thrilled ride there is probably Roadrunner Express. That one or Pandemonium. Those are the only two rides that are actually mellow for starting people having starting coasters. Whereas Six Flags Over Texas, they have quite a few of those. This park is more of an intense park that has high intensity rides. You've got Poltergeist, which is a launch coaster. It's a premier launch coaster. You've got Iron Rattler, which is RMC. You've got Wonder Woman, which is also RMC. It is the only Six Flags park within the chain that has two RMCs. On top of that, you've got Superman Krypton Toaster, a B&M floorless coaster, and you've got Joker Carnival of Chaos, the largest pendulum ride in the state of Texas. There's just so much there to offer from as far as the rides go, and every ride it slaps. Like, it's great. I always go through the same rotation every time. I always ride Iron Rattler first because it's my favorite. And then I go to Superman, Wonder Woman. I'll do Poltergeist, and then there's a lot of other stuff that we can do with the kids. There's an entire boardwalk area, which is just strictly flat rides and kid rides with a slingshot, if you're into that kind of thing. I'll just warn you, though, the slingshot's really not all that great. Okay, it really doesn't go all that high. If I had to guess, I'd say probably about 175 to 200 feet up in the air. Really not that high compared to some of the ones like I've ridden at, kind of like Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, where it's completely nuts. But it's fun. If you've never ridden one and you kind of want a thrill, then definitely check it out. I think it's like $25. You can pay $40. You can get the video for going up there. It was actually really fun first time. But if it was fun the first time and not really thrilling, I usually don't ride it a second time, especially when you have to pay actual money to ride it. There's a lot of rides in the kids area. There's a Tilt-A-Whirl. There's a Scrambler. Over there, it's the 4D Pirates ride, kind of similar to that of Justice League at Six Flags Over Texas. There's a Ferris wheel. The Ring of Fire, which is kind of like, it's kind of like Diablo's at over Texas. But they have a great ride selection for kids. They've got kid swings. They don't have antique cars. That's the only thing they don't have. Every time we go, Asher always tells me, he says, "Daddy, I want to go drive. I want to go ride the cars." But they really don't have the antique cars that they normally would have. But they do have a slower, toddler section where they have like a baby drop tower, the little spinning strawberries. They've got a little play area. It's a pirate ship that my son absolutely loves going on. I'm gonna tell you right now, if this guy could go to that park, he would do nothing but play on that freaking pirate ship from the time we get there to the time it's time to go. That's all he would do. But they've got a lot of good area right over there by Superman. They've got a kid area with, a lot of good stuff for, smaller children. They've got bumper cars. So ride selection wise, Six Flags Fiesta Texas is completely loaded. Let's talk about seasonal stuff. Usually no matter what time of the year it is, there's always something going on. This year it's exceptionally special because it's the 30th anniversary. So they're going to pull out all the stops and they're going to go nuts. So you got to think about what's coming up. As of right now, they are having fireworks shows year round, pretty much all year. Right now, I think they're doing spring bash because technically it's not summer yet. It's still technically in spring, so they're going to do the spring bash 30th celebration on fireworks until June, where you start getting your fireworks shows. Now, this is something that sets this park apart from everything else, any other park, because you can go and spend all day in the park, and then at the end of the day, you go to the amphitheater, you grab you a spot in the grass, or if you want to go up front, if that's your thing. But I should just warn you, if you sit up front for these fireworks shows, that fire coming up gets really, really hot, especially in the summer. So just keep that in mind. But they have fireworks shows. In the summertime, they have something called Rock the Night, which is really, really awesome. For Fright Fest, they'll be doing Frightful Finale, which also was awesome. I have videos up on both of them. I'll link them in the description below for you guys so you can check them out. So all day in the park, and then you can just kind of chill and enjoy a fireworks show. So really, really cool, and definitely something that's really, really good. The seasonal stuff year round, they do like spring break stuff. They always do something. They have a Mardi Gras celebration around Mardi Gras time. And then they have, after summertime, as soon as summer's over with, they'll start prepping for Fright Fest, which their Fright Fest at Fiesta, Texas starts between usually towards the mid to end of September, and it runs all the way through Halloween. And then after Halloween, there's kind of a few weeks where there's kind of nothing really going on. They're kind of prepping stuff, putting stuff out for Holiday in the Park. And then Holiday in the Park all the way till the end of the year, the 31st. And then on December 31st, they do a New Year's Eve fireworks show. And I do believe there's a member appreciation night during that time where they let members stay into the park after the park closes until after midnight, where they will do an additional fireworks at that point in time. It's something I've never really went to. Something we're going to do this year for sure. Because the last couple of years, we was like, yeah, we should do it. But no, I didn't really want to drive there. And, so this year we're definitely going to do it because it's something that we want to do at least once, So that'd be really cool. Fiesta, Texas has great, great, great operations. Now, in the past, Fiesta, Texas has been really, really bad when it comes to ride operations. Like, it used to be horrible. I'm going to tell you right now, about 4 years ago when I went to the park, the operations were completely horrendous. But now, the operations are really, really good. Even if they're running one train, they try to do whatever they can to move in and move out. A lot of times, if you see some of these premier rides running only one train, that's probably because they only have one train in operation. I do know they just ordered a third train for Iron Rattler, so that way they can always consistently keep 2 trains on that ride. When we went on a trip from spring break, we saw Superman running 3 trains, which I had never seen that. 3 trains on Superman, and it was running 2 trains on Poltergeist and 2 trains on Iron Rattler. So a lot of these rides that would normally run one train, everything was running double up and sometimes triple. It was the same way at other parks during the spring break time because it's such a busy time. The thing that differs this park from anywhere else, a lot of the things is the Flash Pass and standby lines for single riders. Like if I had a Flash Pass the last trip we went for spring break. I had a Flash Pass, to skip the line, but I was going up there solo. So they were like, oh, you got a single rider. So they let me go on the Flash Pass line. So I'm like, what's the point of paying extra money for the Flash Pass? They do have single rider lines. So if you just riding by yourself and you're not in a group, then you can go to the single rider line, and the line is nowhere near as long. It's equivalent to that of the Flash Pass line. It's exactly the same line. When I went to Iron Rattler, they said, oh, you're single rider. I said, hey, I reserved it on Flash Pass. No, it doesn't matter. You're single rider, so go ahead. So, that's what it is. And we sit there and we waited for maybe 15, 20 minutes before we got on the ride. So I'm like, all right, this is cool. And I do believe that Over Texas tried to do the same thing, but they ended up cutting it out eventually. But the last I know of, if it's changed, let me know down in the comments. When I went back in March, they had single rider lines, and they were working really, really good as far as moving people in and moving people out. So really, really good thing. Let's talk about the food. I'm going to tell you right now, if you ever go during the Holiday in the Park, one of the things you've got to try is the bread chili bowls. Those things are amazing. They slap. I'm going to tell you why. Because I got one, and there's so much food and bread around it that when me and Asher went for dinner, I just got one of those, and him and I just shared it. And and it filled both of us up. It was really filling. It was really good, and I had the dining plan, so it didn't cost me anything. But I think it really doesn't cost all that much, even if you have a discount or if you don't. It's really cheap and really, really yummy. It was a little bit on the spicy side for those of who don't like spicy food or think that anything that's spicy is too hot. It's really, really good. Definitely worth the burn. Just get you some drink and you'll be good to go. Or if it gets too spicy, just eat some of the bread. You'll be good to go. They just remodeled Sangerfest, which is kind of like a food court area, which is really, really awesome. Every time we go there, it's such a big place, and they've got so much there. Um, a lot of people come in the summertime, and they'll just sit there in the AC and just kind of chill. Fiesta Texas does have a membership lounge. It's over there by Gully Washer. So if you're a member and you just want to, go chill there, there's also that. Um, Out of every single park that we go to between Six Flags Over Texas, SeaWorld San Antonio, Pleasure Pier down in Galveston, Six Flags St. Louis, and Silver Dollar City, all of these parks, none of them measure up to the expectations that we hold for Six Flags Fiesta Texas because they always deliver. The one bad thing I can say, there is one negative thing I can say, is Holiday in the Park is fun. It's great. When we went last year and the year before that, we felt like that Over Texas provided a better experience. But being the fact that it's the 30th this year, we're assuming that that's probably going to be a little bit different. Going to Holiday in the Park, don't get me wrong, it's great. They have a lot of Christmas lights, and they've got great Christmas tree lighting. This year, they're going to have fireworks at the end of the night. So it's definitely going to be something worth checking out, and definitely something we're going to spend a little bit of time there. I felt like maybe because I spent one day there, I really didn't give it a full opportunity to be able to kind of make it a good judgment call. So we're just kind of play it by ear and see what happens. If you have memberships and you have, the flash passes or the all season or the skip the lines, at Six Flags, they work a lot different than they do at SeaWorld. At SeaWorld, not a whole lot of people get it. At Six Flags, quite a few people get it. People want to talk about Flash Pass, and normal people waiting in line, they see people that cut in front of them and they get a little agitated. Just like, man, I've been sitting here for an hour waiting to get on the slide, but then this dude just jumps in front of me. These people pay money to be able to skip the line. It's equivalent to Disney, Genie Plus, same thing. That's Quick Queue at SeaWorld. They have it. These people pay. If you have it with the membership, it's like an extra $20 a month if you've got the platinum. If you got the all season, you pay like $500-$600 to get it for all season. And this is what I'm going to tell you. If you're going to get Flash Pass, if this is your one time of going to the park and it's a busy time of the year, then I would probably recommend getting a Flash Pass. The Platinum is probably the best because it has the least amount of wait time. You can reserve your ride, and usually nothing longer than a 20-minute wait to reserve that ride. So definitely worth checking out. Now, one thing I will say is during the busy times of the year, if you're going to buy the Flash Pass for a single day, the prices on these things will go really, really high. Trust me, I've seen them up there. Like last summer, I think the Platinum Flash Pass was like $200 for one day. So it can get pretty nuts. So definitely kind of weigh your pros and cons if you want to put out that kind of money. And that's just for one watch for one person. So if you're a family of four, you would have to use it individually in order to be able to get the most out of it. They do have the Flash Pass system is now set up on your phone to where you can go scan the QR code, sign into your account, and you should be able to claim all your skip the lines and your Flash Passes. When we went to Six Flags Over Texas 2 weeks ago, or this past weekend actually, I signed in for my Flash Pass, and it showed that I had 2 Platinum Flash Passes. So I don't know if it's a bug in their system or whatever's going on, because I have a Platinum Flash Pass for Six Flags Over Texas and Six Flags Fiesta Texas, but it was showing that I had a Flash Pass for 2 guests. So let me know in the comments if anybody that has multiple parks, if it's doing the same thing for you. So we obviously took advantage of it. It was me and one other person. So, we just reserved rides for 2 people. And it went through it. So normally the Flash Pass, when you get it, it's only good for that park. But as of, last weekend, the Flash Passes for both parks were working at one park. So just think about it. And if you get the season pass and you get the all-season Flash Pass, don't do it if you're just going to go to the park one day, because you're just going to pay a lot of money for it. So definitely something to look into. Flash Pass is definitely a good investment if you want to do a lot of riding and not a lot of walking. So definitely worth checking out. Overall, man, we absolutely love this park. We love the park. We love the park president, Jeffrey. He's such an awesome and wholesome guy. This guy is top notch. He's just awesome. So if you see him walking around the park, you'll be in a little. Trust me, you'll know who he is because he'll be the one person that stands out of everybody. He's great. He'll stop and say hi to you. He'll ask you how you're doing, and if the park messes up, that's the guy you talk to make it right. Trust me, he'll make it right. Believe me. So we love Fiesta, Texas. Great park. One of my favorites. So if you're thinking about going to the park, definitely give it a go because definitely worth it. Definitely worth the money. Definitely worth the trips, which is why we take nothing but San Antonio trips in the summer leading on to the end of the year. It's because the park is just so much fun, so amazing, even though we drive 7 hours to go to that park. So that's how awesome the park is. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's going to wrap it up here. If you like the content, hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.